And then once again, here we stand before you in 2008 with what you see before you, the wall. At a Kokomo reunion, a national reunion attended by thousands upon thousands of veterans, a hat was passed for donations. Why? What was going on there? It was passed, ultimately, for Barb to take a ride in a Huey 369. It's the ride of a lifetime. After all these years, Barb has gone above and beyond the call of duty. And to this day, she continues to mend the hearts, the minds, the bodies, and the souls of all those who serve. A true patriot in every facet of the word. I present to you Barb Gray.
That's what I get for having an MC that's known me for 100 years. I forgot this little thing. At this time, I want to make sure that all of those veterans from the Vietnam War that came home are properly recognized and properly honored here today. I am so grateful that all of you came back to the world. Without all of you, we cannot tell their story of the 58,260 names that are on this wall behind me. If you didn't come home, we can't remember them. So I'm grateful to you for coming home. I'm grateful to you for coming today. And I honor you in only the way I know how, and that's to let everybody here know what a Vietnam vet is, and I'm going to give you the facts.
You want the facts? I'll give you the facts. Vietnam veterans represent only 90.7% of their generation. 7,484 women served in Vietnam. 6,250 were nurses. 8 nurses died. 1 was KIA. 61% of the men killed were 21 years of age or younger. 17,539 married men were killed. We had 766 prisoners of war. 114 died in captivity. Only a total of 36 men were able to make a successful escape. 91% of Vietnam veterans say they are glad they served. 74% said they would serve again, even knowing the outcome. According to the Veterans Administration study, there is no difference in drug usage between Vietnam veterans and non-veterans of the same age group. Vietnam veterans are less likely to be in prison. Only 1/2% of Vietnam veterans have been jailed for crimes. Vietnam veterans' personal income exceeds that of our non-veteran age group by more than 18%. 80% of Americans hold Vietnam vets in high esteem. 2/3 of the men who served in Vietnam were volunteers. 2/3 of the men who served in World War II were drafted. Servicemen who went to Vietnam from well-to-do areas had a slightly elevated risk of dying because they were more likely to be pilots or infantry officers. The average age of the 58,148 killed in Vietnam was 23.11 years. 5 men killed in Vietnam were only 16 years old. The oldest man killed was 62 years old. The common belief is that the fighting in Vietnam was not as intense as in World War II. The average infantryman in the South Pacific during World War II saw 40 days of combat in 4 years. The average infantryman in Vietnam saw about 230 days of combat in 1 year thanks to the mobility of the helicopter. 1 out of every 10 Americans who served in Vietnam was a casualty. Medevac helicopters flew nearly 500,000 missions. Over 900,000 patients were airlifted. Nearly half were American. The average time lapse between wounding to hospitalization was less than 1 hour. As a result, less than 1% of all Americans wounded who survived the first 24 hours died. Approximately 12,000 helicopters saw action in Vietnam. You wanted the facts. You just got it.
I look around.
I present to you American Huey number 3